Hi, this is Mandy from Sunflowers Indoors. Welcome back to my channel and to my messy desk. I am fitting as much in as I can, so I'm doing back-to-back videos at the moment. But today we're working on the altered file folder, which is part of the Out With A Bang collaboration piece, and I'm using the Faded Impressions kit for this one. So our file folder is almost done. It's almost done. Just going to pop that in there a bit more. And what we have left, I don't know why that's doing that. Why is it? Oh, it's because that's catching, that's why. That's why. Okay. So that's catching on that. So I'm going to take that off there. I'm going to pop that there. So hopefully that will not catch now. That's better. Yeah. Okay, so the idea with this is we're going to do a cover for the front. Now, I've got some fabrics that I might use. I wanted to use an envelope, but only really because I wanted a central piece that I could pop this onto. So that's an idea. And then the fabrics would potentially go that would go on there like that, and that will go on there like that, and we'd use this fabric, but I don't know whether I like that one or whether I would prefer this one, which is a lot thinner, but that's going to be a lot messier. Okay, so I don't know yet, is the honest answer with that. I really don't know what I'm going to do, but I do know that I'm going to cover my envelope, and I'm just using an envelope because it's a little bit sturdier, and I'm going to cover my envelope with this page here, which again is from the kit. So I'm going to start by cutting off some of these white bits. I don't want to get the big cutter out, so I'm just going to chop this down here and hope that I've cut enough to fit that envelope. So we're going to go with and that should then fit on there comfortably. So I'm just going to ink around here. And then around here. And then this is going to glue on top here. I'm probably going to sew this as well, so not overly worried at this point. Put the glue in, and if I don't sew, it'll go back around the outside elements. So that will go on there like that, and I'm going to pop this on here like that, and I'm debating whether or not to add a book plate there. Let me grab one and see what it looks like. So I've got two different types. I've got one there, or I've got that one there. And I think that one goes nicer with the frame. So we'll go with that, I think. So. First thing I'm going to do is just put that on there. Work out roughly what it looks to be. Let me put that there, that there. I'm going to have to measure this one. I don't think I'm going to be able to wing it. So this is what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 2. So 2, 1, 2, 1. That's my centre mark. So that'll be there like that. And get a pokey tool. Through that. Now I need to try and get some brads. I may have brads out on my desk. Oh, everything but brads. So I'm going to see now if I can find colours that'll go with that. Oh, I can see one, just can't pick it up. There we go. So we've got one in here, which will go in there. And then got another one over here. I'll go in there. No, I don't need to tape these down because I'm not going to be doing anything with them, putting anything behind them, so I think we're good with that. And that is then going to go on here like that. Oops-a-daisy. Can't hold anything today without dropping it. So that's going to be my plate for the front. And so what I'm deciding on is whether or not I'm going to apply fabric material underneath it, or this keeps catching, or just pop that on there like that. Now, because it's got the brown around it already from the envelope, I don't think I need anything else. There's enough room there to pop a plaque in if you want to. So I'm not sure that I even need the fabric. I think it might. Yeah, I don't think it adds anything to it. So I'm going to go for not for it, if you know what I mean. Right, I'm going to glue this down here a second, just so that stays, and then there. And then I just want to go around the very edge where like that, and then that will go on there like that. Pop that there, make sure it's and I'm going to pop that there. I'll put a little bit of weight on there just to let that dry, and then I'll come back and we'll do the closure for the journal bit, and then we can do a flip through. So I will be back shortly. So we have put the front on, and that's nice and glued. I'm just going to now go for the closure, not the closure, the signature piece. So I've had a little play with my crocodile, so I'm hoping that's going to work now because it's been a little bit interesting. Okay, so we're going to go with a large hole punch, and I'm literally just going in the middle here like that, and I'm going to do the same over here. I've reinforced the outside by putting some more card on there, and I'm just going to pop these in, but they're going to go in from the outside in, and I'm going to put a washer on them as well, just so that we can try and get this as sturdy as we need it to be. Okay, so there's one there, and we're going to do one here. Okay, so there is our eyelets, just two, and that is how they look. I will attach the journal once we've done the small little journal for the inside. So to do that, I've just got some of the same colour scheme of the paper that I've used on the inside piece, central piece. So I'm going to use the same paper so it contrasts. And I'm just going to create a small journal to go inside it, and that is going to be out of coffee dyed paper. So I'm just going to do that now. I'm going to cut the pages down and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've just cut some paper up. The first piece I've got is a fold out piece there, and the back piece is there as well. There's one of those in there as well, just to give a little bit more room so that I didn't have to cut them all down, and it gives you just a little bit more room, as I said. I'm literally going to just do a quick tie in this. I'm not even going to do a 3-hole pamphlet stitch, because this is just going to be a removable journal. So I'm just going to pop one in there and one in there, and I'm just going to thread through some waxed cotton. Oh, no, would help if I had the cover on. So, got one there, and we've got one there. So one through there, like that, back through here, like that. And then I'm just going to tie a knot in here. I'll leave those a little longer just in case you wanted to add some beads or dangles or charms or whatever. So literally just a small little journal, just some coffee dyed paper, and we're going to attach that to our inside piece here. Okay, now when I cut this down, I made sure that the height of it was in between these two eyelets, and the reason for that is if it's not, it tends to drag on and cut through this area here, which is really, really frustrating. So I did double check that before I started creating it. Now you can create with whatever you want to. I'm going to grab some elastic, and I just want to make sure it's enough for two lengths of what I'm doing. I bought so much of this elastic because I loved it, and then afterwards I decided it was probably a little bit thick for some of the things that I make. So yeah, but what we're going to do is we're going to thread it through the top hole, okay, and then I'm going to thread it through the bottom hole. We're going to open our folder to the center piece, and then I'm going to tie a knot in this. Now I want the knot to be fairly tight, but not too tight that it's going to start pulling and tearing things. So I wanted to have a little bit of a twang, if you like, but not too much that it's going to pull on these and weaken that structure there. So I'm also going to cut these off quite close, and I'm going to pop this down to the bottom so it's less noticeable. And then our journal will literally pop in here like that. Okay. Now, if you want to embellish that journal a little bit more, then go for it. I didn't want it to be any thicker than that because I didn't want it to become unusable. But that is our altered file folder. So I'm just going to give you a quick run through, and then I'm going to talk you through how you can win this. So we've got our front section here with one of the images from the kit and a plaque where you can add a name for this if you'd like to. And then on the back we've got the same. I've added some faux vintage tape throughout the journal in a few spots just to kind of grunge it up a little bit. So we open our first page here. We've got a red section with a large journal card, which will give you some writing spots. We've got a text spot here, but it's got a hidden pocket in the envelope. So again, that gives you space to pop a little journal card in there, which we've done, which again has got some writing spots. And then we've got two pockets here. So we've got one pocket here filled up with some goodies, and a second pocket here again filled up with some goodies. Over here we have got a belly band. Underneath our belly band we have got a journal card. I can just get it out because it's very warm here. So we've got a journal card, lots of writing room again on the back of that. I've used a little mini envelope as the tab. There's a small tag again with some writing space in this tuck spot, and there's also a belly band on the front just with one of the little word search little word pieces in. That goes behind our belly band here, and then in our belly band we've got another little envelope here, and we have got a tag that pops down from the bottom, and again lots of writing space on the bottom of that. And then we've got our blue section. So in our blue section again we've got a large journal card, and with this journal card we've also got a top pocket here which you can use. And that is tucked in behind a altered paper bag which has got a large journal spot at the top. This journal card here, I'm not going to take it out because I don't want to put it back in, but there's a writing spot on the back, and there's also a pocket on the front with some little word flashcards tucked in there. And then we've got a pocket on the front of this paper bag, and again I've stuffed that full of, so we've got a guest check, we've got some more flashcards. And that's just embellished a little bit more with some Tim Holtz snippets. We've then got our little journal which goes in the middle, and this is a removable journal. Again, you can embellish to your heart's content in terms of you know, if you want to embellish this further, put some more images on there, then go for it. In here we have got a envelope, vintage envelope, so there's a pocket space there, and on the front here we've also got another pocket here. So this is a full length of the envelope pocket. I've popped a bingo journal card in there, and there's also an altered paperclip just hanging off the bottom of that. There's also a very small pocket on the bottom here where you could pop some more flashcards or bits of ephemera. Then we've got our green section. With the green section I went a little bit different. So this is a glass-seamed coffee dyed paper bag, and I just did some hexagon, I want to say hexagon, might not be, it's like 8 sides, isn't it? One, oh, anyway, some shaped pieces on the front there. I still wanted to keep the coffee stained element, but didn't want it to be too plain, so just put a border at the top, bottom, and a central pattern there. So you open that up and you've got a pocket here, And then we've also got a bottom pocket here, which I've put some of the portrait cards in that you can use as journal cards, and again some more of the flash cards. And then on this side of the green, we've got a huge cabinet card, which is just a side pocket. And I've put another journal card in there with some writing space on the back. So that is our altered file folder. You can literally go to town. You can have flips, flaps, folds, all sorts. I wanted to keep mine fairly sensible in terms of the size of it. And I also wanted to keep it that I could post it without too much trouble. So this is up for grabs. I'm not sure whether there's perhaps 5 videos that make up this altered file folder, and if you want to be entered into a giveaway to win this, then you need to have subscribed to my channel, YouTube channel. You need to have liked the posts, and you need to have commented on all 5 of those videos, and then I'm going to give you, I'm going to say a week from the date this video goes up, and then I will collate any entries and draw a winner, and I will send it anyway. So yeah, altered file folder, part of the Out With A Bang collaboration. All the information is in the description box below, and this is using the Faded Impressions kit, which is one of the kits I designed for the collaboration. So yeah, I'll leave it there, leave that with you. Can't wait to hear what you think, and I will, as I said, give you, I think I said a week, and then I will announce the winner. So as always, until I catch you next time, stay safe, be well, and we'll speak soon. Bye for now.